It's 9 News meteorologist Cory Reppenhagen. Thanks for joining us here with a look at your weather. It was a fabulous day here across the area on Saturday. Officially 62 degrees in Denver. That was well above the average temperature of 45 for this time of year. And the 31 that was recorded in Saturday morning, well above the low temperature average here of 19 degrees. Nowhere near the records here. Still a good 8 degrees away from that record from way back 1906. We're still looking for that first precipitation for the month of December. We'll have a little shot at that coming up on Monday. I'll talk about that. Here's some other high temperatures that were recorded on Saturday. 60 in Denver, 57 across other parts of the Front Range, 45 up in Leadville. Only made it to 10 in Gunnison as they still are dealing with some inverted temperature. They've got some really cold, heavy air sitting there that has been there for about 8-9 days now. We're tracking some weather headlines across the Front Range here. A warm Sunday is likely here as we could make a run at close to 60 degrees once again. We'll have a cold front come in the late morning, early afternoon. That could start to diminish those temperatures just a little bit, but I think the upper 50s are certainly possible for Sunday. That cold front probably going to slowly cool things down because it's not a really steep or sharp cold front. It'll just gradually push in cold air starting at about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. But I still think we could make it up into the upper 50s there. And the changes come on Monday. We're talking about, I'd call a very weak winter storm coming across Colorado on Monday, but it'll at least change things up from what we have seen over the last 10 days. Here's your forecast lows for Sunday morning. Gunnison, probably another negative temperature coming your way. It's not going to warm up in Gunnison until we get our next winter storm to push all that heavy cold air out of that mountain valley. Same thing is happening up here in the Yampa Valley and other parts of the area like North and South Park in Colorado as well. But another relatively warm morning to start things out here on Sunday morning, which is well above the average of 19 degrees at this time of year. Forecast high temperatures across the area on Sunday. Looks like just about everyone will have a shot at making a run at 60. I don't know if we'll actually see any 60s on the board, but it'll be close. And then the mountains and foothills will be in the 30s and 40s for your Sunday. Here's a look at the timeline here in Denver. We'll notice the cloud cover a little bit here as we go through, especially in the middle of the day as we have a wave of clouds move through the area. But we could still make it up, like I said, upper 50s for the air temperature. Forecast highs across the rest of the area, maybe a few 60s on the eastern plains, far eastern plains there. Some 26 degrees in Gunnison. We're still hopeful that they break out of that inversion, but it's still going to be a cold day there. We'll start to notice the impacts of that next storm system coming through the mountains tomorrow. Here's a look at your future cast here. The cold front, very weak, very modest cold front coming through here by about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. But that is just going to be a very slow impulse of cold air. And we probably won't see any meaningful snow showers develop until Monday morning, likely around 7 o'clock in the morning here. We'll get some meaningful snow showers along the I-70 mountain corridor. I would expect the mountain passes to be a little difficult and a little slow as we go through the day on Monday. We actually fill out with better coverage as we go into the afternoon hours. So between noon and about 5-6 o'clock, we could get the heaviest snow here through the mountains, but accumulation-wise, it does not look like a great scenario to have a good accumulation because in general, this snow is light in nature and the temperatures during the day, it's very difficult, even in the mountains, to get snow to really accumulate. And then I think the southern Front Range here has the best chance to get the most accumulation. And then by 6 o'clock on Tuesday morning, it's all gone except for a few mountain showers that will linger through the day on Tuesday. Let's look a closer look at the Front Range here. About 7 a.m. we'll start to notice those showers up on the I-70 mountain corridor and other parts of the mountain passes. And then by about 9-10 o'clock, we'll start to see a few showers in our area. Very light stuff here. We're not talking about much accumulation, although between about 6 a.m. and noon, we have the best chance for accumulation. but we may not see any snow until after noon. So that the timing of it is just a little off. So if we get the best snow showers, and even these are pretty light, so but if we get those during the day between noon and 4 o'clock, it's not going to stick to anything. It'll mostly just melt when it hits the ground. Best chance to actually get some snow to accumulate on the ground here in the Denver metro area is probably between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Monday, but that's when the snow starts to wind down. But a few of these models do show at least a few light showers after 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday. That might be our best chance. So that's why we're kind of looking at a less than an inch scenario for most of us here. And then it's all gone on Tuesday with the exception of a few mountain snow showers. Let's look at some accumulation here real quick. This is the one of the computer forecast models showing very little snow accumulation here north of I-70. Even in the mountains, some of the mountain towns may be struggling just to break an inch of snow here. The best chance for accumulation here, or at least meaningful accumulation, Pikes Peak region, Wet Mountains, and the Sangre de Cristo range, probably the best chance to get some meaningful snow. Otherwise, not a whole lot in the area. Let's look at the Front Range here a little bit. This is, again, a raw computer model here. Very good chance that DIA, the official weather station for Denver, gets a 0 out of this. There will likely be a few zeros here, and even on the west side, but I think on the edges of town, maybe once you get to the E and C 470 area, you have a little bit better chance to get some accumulation going just because of the elevation and the way this snow will kind of press up against the Palmer Divide. So here's a better way to look at that potential 0 to 1, basically for most of the Denver metro area. Down south, we'll have more of an opportunity to get in the 1 to 3 inch range, but I think the bulk of us are looking at a less than an inch scenario here as we go through the day on Monday. So about a 40% chance that you even get any accumulating snow at all. So not a really significant storm here. On Tuesday, we start to clear things out, but we stay pretty chilly. Maybe the high temperatures still below 40 degrees, but then we'll open things up as we go into the week, get the high temperatures back into the 50s with some sunshine. And don't forget, you can watch the Colorado Avalanche for free on Channel 20 on Thursday. Thanks for joining me with a look at this forecast. Have a great day.